Welcome, everybody. We got a weird week ahead of us, obviously, with it being week 18, and I can't keep track of how many teams are resting starters this week, but Matt's here to help us out. Tuck Silva, Matt Prisco, Better in Laws podcast. We are brother in laws. Matt, how we doing, bud?
We're good, buddy. Yeah, we're good. I'm happy it's week 18.
Are you? I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
really into this slate. Not
I'm
into
I'm
it.
just happy this is over. I'm happy this is over. It's
Yeah, for our
it's
sake,
been
that
a
too.
bad year.
Yeah, it
Um,
has. Let's call it what it is. It's not good.
yeah, no, it's all right. It's not all right. It's all right. It's not all right. You know what I mean? It's one of
Like
those
I,
things. We had
I,
some regression and that was
yeah.
gonna come. Hit a
Listen,
little
I,
harder than I would have liked, but it is what it is.
I had fun doing it. Don't get me wrong,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's been our worst year. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, no question. No question. Not we're not here to hide from that. That's us. I mean, that's one thing. We're very transparent about everything, and that's part of this, right? Is
Yeah.
like it was just a bad year all around. I feel confident we'll bounce back because I'm not worried about it. It's just shit years happen. This is my first losing NFL season in 6 years, so I'm okay with it from that perspective. But it sucks when you do a podcast and people are listening to you and
Sure.
people's money are going there.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I bet at the end of the day, it's their choice, but still,
yes,
yeah,
100%. But still,
because the trust has been earned for a lot of our listeners. So that
mhm,
hurts. It hurts in terms
does.
of letting them down, but
Yeah.
hopefully they come back, you know?
Yep. We'll be back. I know that much. We'll
Yeah.
bounce back.
All right.
Confidence in that. I actually like this slate in a weird way.
Okay. You're going to have to explain this to me because I
It's a hard
am
week to bet.
the holidays are going on. Kid's seventh birthday. I've just been nonstop busy and really have not enjoyed myself.
Yeah. I'm ready for
Like
the
you should
kids to go
around the
back.
holidays.
Listen, I'm ready for the kids to go back to school. I'm ready
Yeah,
for my wife,
yeah.
your sister to go back to
I
work.
I
I'm
know
ready for it all. If
several people have echoed that sentiment. And today I was back at work and it felt like a fucking Monday. Um, Obviously it's a Friday.
Mhm,
It's just been weird, very weird.
mhm.
Um, So I will be making a vibe picks for me. Have you see on my spreadsheet or our spreadsheet, not a single pick has been made by me. So I'll
Nothing.
be going with vibes. I see your picks and okay, interesting that you picked one way. I see that. Okay. All right. Nobody gives a shit right now because I'm not giving any specifics. I'm just
All right.
selfishly
All right.
giving my
Selfishly looking.
thoughts. All right, so let's get into it. We get two Saturday games, and then we have the rest on Sunday. What do you want to do? You want to just give out? We should probably do the rest because we should
Yeah, let's
probably
do the
inform
rest. It's the
people
last week
of
18. There's reasons to,
who's resting and who's
yeah,
not.
some incentive
So
stuff.
we'll go through that. Okay. And like I said, I will be giving vibe picks. So
Mhm.
I will be giving 4 likes and a best bet, but we're going to be giving them out as we go. For me personally, Matt has already done his. So let's get into it, Matt.
All right.
Let's start with your first like here, Matt. And this is the one that surprised me a little bit, considering where this game is being played.
Mhm.
And we are looking at the Panthers in Tampa Bay, -$3.
Yeah, I like the Panthers. I know it's the public side most likely in this game. But if you
What's the
look at
public side? Carolina?
Carolina is the public side in
You
this
think
game,
so?
believe it or not. Yes, it's
Okay.
been so far. That said, Panthers are 7-0 this season after a loss against the spread. So I like that trend. And as an underdog, they're covering, the spreads by almost 11 points per game. I
Mm-hmm.
know last week was a little bit of a different story. Seattle got them late. That was a close game. They had 3 turnovers inside the 40, and it was at your house watching that a little bit. Um, you just can't turn the ball over. Seattle's very good on the defensive side of the ball. What are you going to do? You can't give Seattle a short field, and a good team beat you. So from that perspective, playing with the big dogs. The other thing is like, Bryce Young couldn't have played worse last week. I think he threw for like 56 or like 57 yards or something ridiculous. I just think he's going to bounce back in the spot. This Tampa Bay team, Tuck, something's not right.
No, it
They're
hasn't been all
healthy.
year
They're
or half
healthy
of the year.
half the year, right? Like early on in the half of the year, people were talking like legitimate Super Bowl contenders and like not us, but I think we were we were in on them for a little bit. Like, yeah, they're rolling, and the back
Yeah.
half of the season has not treated them well. And I think a lot of that. I think Baker's banged up. I think he's gotten through something. Um, Sure, they're healthier now, but still, like, they just don't look right to me. Um, and I feel like this is a coin flip game. If I'm getting a field goal, I'm taking that. The other thing here is I found some stats on Baker um, at home, and he's just pretty terrible against the spread. I think this would be kind of eye-opening to you. First of all, did you know he's 22 and 36 ATS against spread in his career at home? Um,
Wow.
and since being at Tampa, he's
It
five and
just in Tampa
no, that's
or
his career.
okay.
Now,
Yeah, I
but
was gonna say.
in Tampa,
Yep.
5 and 14 ATS against division opponents at home. I mean, this,
ATS.
yep.
Okay.
So like he's just not a great covering machine. And I like the Panthers. I've said this in the past. I like the Panthers when they're getting points. If you're giving me a field goal in a game that I think can Tampa win this game by a field goal? Yeah, sure. I think if they win the game, it's closer. I think it's about a 1 or 2 point game. I like Carolina to win the game personally.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I make Tampa -2, so a small little value here. But I think Carolina's got a real shot at this game. I know Tampa's the more veteran team, but from a team like Carolina, I still like their cornerbacks. Their secondary is very good. I think they can that's where Tampa wants to attack you. And we saw this game a couple weeks ago. Sure, it was in Carolina, and Carolina won it outright, but I think they can do it again. This was just 2 weeks ago. So sure, revenge. But the other thing about this that I'm not sure many people have picked up on, everyone thinks this is for the division. It's not. If Carolina wins, they win the division. If Tampa wins, and Atlanta beats the Saints, Carolina still wins the division because of a three-way tiebreaker. So
Ah.
Tampa needs additional help in this spot, and Carolina can just take care of business and get the job done themselves. I think they do. One other thing to call out in this game, Rico Dowdle, if you were looking to sprinkle like an anytime touchdown, he gets a little incentive for scoring a TD this week. Let me see if I have it up in my notes here. One second.
I'm glad you brought up incentives, but go
Yeah,
ahead. I'll let you
I got a
ask.
few. I got a few worth
Okay. Because
dabbling on.
I have a theory and I want to float it by you once you find the Dowdle stuff.
I know he's got like this is not even worth giving out. If he gets 7 scrimmage yards, he gets like $1 million bonus. So like he's gonna get 7 scrimmage yards. I'm not worried about that. But if he gets a touchdown, it's another 250K. So I don't look to play. I also call this out because I'm talking about it, but I don't typically like to play incentives in games that matter because like at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be like, let's get Rico Dowdle $250,000. They're trying to win a friggin' division here. Like, there's a playoff spot on the line. So at the end of the day, they're going to do what they need to do to get that done. In this case, though, he's their bell cow. They've been a better team with him in the backfield. They're using Chuba Hubbard on third downs and mixing him in the right way. But I think Rico's the guy down inside the 10. So give him the ball. I think he gets in there. I think it helps the Panthers overall in general. So I will be sprinkling a little anytime touchdown on Rico Dowdle. Probably be a minus. I haven't looked at what it even is yet, and I have not bet it yet. But
My guess is
um,
probably minus 135.
yeah, something like that is exactly where I was thinking. I can look it up live here as we're talking, but I just wanted to call that out. But for the most part, give me the Panthers here,
All right.
plus the
So
points.
I agree with your side. I mean, considering that the Bucks have just been 1-7, in their recent skid.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Um, I'll give you a like here.
Okay.
Give me the over 43.5.
All right, there we go. First game of the
Um,
week,
yeah, I
Saturday,
mean,
4 o'clock slate. We doubling up. I like it.
yeah, I just this is going to be a desperate Tampa team, and Mike Evans has been back for a couple weeks now. Bucky Irving hasn't really been the Bucky Irving that we're used to. And I think that this might be the spot for this.
Yeah.
Last game was 43 points. I thought that one was going to shoot out, and it didn't exactly. So I will go with the over again here on this one. Over
Rico Dowdle plus 125 right now. Anytime
plus
touchdown on.
125.
So
Interesting.
worth a
Why is that
sprinkle.
plus?
Not sure, but
All right.
like
Give me
it.
the over.
And now I have officially bet it. So
There you go. All right. Give me the over on that one. Your second leg here, Matt. I have the Cincinnati Bengals favored by 7.5, and I strongly support this.
yeah, I'm taking the Bengals here. Give me against the Browns in Cincinnati. Just love the way Cincinnati's finished the season for the most part. They're not quitting on this season. Burrow's back. He brought back a mentality with them. They're playing hard every week. whether they've won or lost. Um, and I think this Cleveland team, like their spot was last week against the Steelers. That was a Cleveland spot. Um, Now it is a Cincinnati spot. 7.5, not enough. I think they win this game by double digits. I think Cleveland's just going out there. They have a high draft pick. I'm not sure they're trying to win this game. If they are, I don't think it matters anyways. It's the talent level. We've seen Cincinnati's defense just step up the back half of this season. I don't expect much from Cleveland's offense, quite honestly, in this game, and I do expect a lot from Cincy's offense. The Cleveland defense doesn't travel well. I think the only thing Cleveland's in this game for is a Myles Garrett sack, so he could break the record. So other than that, um, I'm not sure what we're getting from Cleveland. This is a spot where Cincinnati doesn't care about the draft pick. They're going to win this football game with Burrow in that offense and hit the offseason the right way and look for a bounce back season where they can stay healthy next year and hit the ground running.
Yeah.
So for me, it's Cincy. It's by double digits. I don't think this is even close, to be honest.
Double like for me. Second like. There we go. Two quick likes for me right out of the chute. Um, it's going to be one of two things here because I think you're going to hear rumors, increasing rumors. We've already heard rumors about Joe Burrow and his future in Cincinnati
Mhm.
and, his frustration level and everything. So I could see Burrow A coming out and just slinging it and showing that he wants to stay in Cincinnati, or he comes out slinging it, sending a message to the rest of the NFL. Either way,
Mhm.
Joe Burrow's having a day on Sunday.
Agree.
And I think that's going to be a double digit output for the Bengals as a result. So double like for me there. Good. Look at that.
Look at us.
Quick two likes. Quick two vibe likes. There you go.
Look at us.
All right. Your third like, Matt. Going
Uh,
to where the hell are we going? LA for this
yeah,
one. Rams
going to
favored by 7.5 here. Point total on this one's 46.5. What are you taking?
taking the Rams minus 7.5. Originally, I was thinking, oh, is Stafford and the guys going to play? Like, this will be interesting to see what they do. Seems like they are. And I'm going to
So
back the Rams. And I'll tell you what, even if he didn't play or he plays a half or a quarter, I don't care. I think they'll be fine with Jimmy Garoppolo in this game. I think they'll win. We've seen this from McVay in the
Jimmy
past
G.
when they played Carson Wentz in the past and won games in week 18. Like, but I don't think that's the case. I think there's some real reason for the Rams here. And I have a couple of plays that I'm going to give out right now. The Rams minus 7.5 being the first one. I think that they have, after losing Monday night, they have something to prove going into this game. They want to win this game. They can be the 5 seed, depending on how the Seattle San Francisco game ends. So they're either going to be 5 or 6. That's a big difference if you're going to Chicago or Philadelphia, right?
Sure.
I
I
not
mean,
to
they
say
failed
that
a f-
Chicago sucks, but playing Philly, the Super Bowl champs, who have their defense right, at least.
and they fell
Um,
to him last year, obviously.
EA failed them this year too. If you don't
Yep.
forget, they should have
Yep.
beat them, and they get the block,
Mm-hmm.
like the block field goal, kicking woes. Yes, they can beat Philadelphia, but again, I'd rather go to Chicago personally. Young team. Versus a veteran team who's won a Super Bowl and a great defense. So for me, I think the Rams want to win this game, no question. Um, on the flip side, Arizona has been an epic disaster, and they've just fallen apart. I don't know what they're playing for. Marvin Harrison's out of this game. Like they've just become their defense is so bad. They got McBride his record last week. Like what's left for them? They're just gonna go in here, play this game, and then see you later off to the offseason. How many people in the Arizona Cardinals really care about this game? To be honest with you, zero. I feel confident in maybe Brissett, but because he's just playing and he's getting some playing time, but. It doesn't matter. Like this
Yeah.
team, I don't care if the backups play. I don't care if the starters play. But I am going to say this. I think they are going to play the starters, and I think they're going to make a real push to get Stafford as MVP. That MVP odds
Good
went
point.
way too high the other night. Like Drake May was
Yeah.
all up to minus 600. And you
That's
guys got to
crazy.
understand
That's
this.
crazy.
This is a vote by, like, this is not like performance of the game. Like, people forget, like, they almost came back and won that game to as bad as they played and as bad as Stafford was in that game.
Sure.
That was a tricky spot. At the end of the day, I think there's something to like the fact that these voters are going to look at like, look, May and Stafford have both had fantastic seasons. I don't think there's a wrong answer in it, to be totally honest. You could give it either way, and I'd be okay with it. I think there's pros to each, there's cons to each. But I think when it comes down to it, the voters are going to look at this and be like, Matt Stafford's 37 years old. He's never won an MVP. He's led this team
Exactly, Matt.
to where they are. I think it's absolutely insane that I got Matt Stafford plus 300 the other night
He's plus
as
225
and I
now.
still like it. He's got a plus next to his name. I think you have to take that.
Yeah, I'm
It
in
just
full agreement.
feels like you got to take that. I think Stafford is going to win the MVP. I think he's going to throw at least three touchdowns in this game. That's game 45 TDs. Like that's I don't know how you go against that. Again, keep in
Well,
mind the division that he's playing in with the Seahawks,
sure.
the Niners, and the Rams. If the Rams win this game, Tuck, it's the first time ever that a division's had three teams win 12 games. I think that's what it's going to come down to the voters, right or wrong. Um, but anything with a plus number just feels crazy to me right now. So give me the Rams minus 7.5. I think they blow out Arizona, and I think Stafford ends
Yeah.
up winning the MVP because not just because of it, but I
I
think
mean, the
it
only
helps.
way that he doesn't get the MVP if he completely shits his pants in front of the Cardinals,
Yeah, I mean, if he plays bad, if he plays anything
which
like last
I'm
week, I
which
don't.
isn't going to happen.
No, I
Like
don't think so
this is
either.
a near third like for me. I really want to like this actually, but I won't because I just I don't know. Maybe I will at the end. I don't know, but
Mhm.
7.5 that seems too low even with Jimmy G coming in
Yeah, they've won games
second
like this in
half.
the past. I
The
mean,
Cardinals blow.
they're
They're
so
so
bad.
bad.
Their defense is probably their defense might be the worst in the league right at this very moment.
All right. Final like for you here, Matt. Looking in Detroit here. Uh, no, it's in Chicago.
In Chicago.
Okay, in Chicago, Detroit in Chicago. Bears favored by 3 here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the lines are done, right?
They're done,
Okay, thank you.
and the Bears need to win this game to get the 2 seed as long as Philly wins. Um, but I'm
Dan
taking the
Campbell.
Lions. I'm taking the Lions plus 3 here.
Dan Campbell 8-1 ATS after a loss as a favorite.
Yep, and I have a hard time.
Third like for me.
I have a hard time now that it's moved to a field goal. Does Chicago win this game? They've won games by 1 and 2 all year. Uh, you're giving me a full field goal with the Lions
Now,
who put up 50. I know this was back in like week 2, but they put up 52 against Chicago the first time they played. I know both teams have gone in a
yeah,
little bit of different directions. I get
right,
it, but you're
right.
giving me a full field goal with the Lions team. They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They're up no pressure on this team now, and they still have all that talent on offense. Chicago still has a problem in the secondary on that defense. We just watched Christian McCaffrey run all over them. Short week, Lions extended rest, even though they got eliminated and played like absolute dog shit, where they turned the ball over 6 times on Christmas. Um, I just think they want to go out with a better way than what they've looked like the last couple of weeks. And I think there's too much talent on this team. I think everyone's going to look at this game and be like, "Oh, the Bears need to win. They get the 2 seed. It's only 2.5, 3 points. Like, give me the Bears." And that is where like this is
No,
week
yeah.
18. This is the spots where you got to be careful with that stuff. Just because a team needs to win and another team doesn't does not mean that's a lock to win this game. We'll talk about some other leans that I'll give out that I've already bet that I like, and it's kind of against the grain. But um, for me, I like the Lions in the spot. I think they probably do win a close game. But if you're giving me a full field goal, I got to take the Lions here. I just feel like that's too many points now. I think the Bears should be favored, no question. But at 3, I have a hard time thinking that Chicago is going to like blow this team out. I know what the Lions have looked like the last few weeks, but again, all the pressure's off them now. Nothing to lose. Gibbs,
Yeah.
if McCaffrey's running on you the way when the Niners haven't been able to run the ball much all year, without Trent Williams, mind you, now you get Gibbs. Like I just think there's a lot to fix in that Chicago defense for a late in season team here. Give me the Lions plus 3.
I supported double like for me. That's our second double like here. Dan Campbell's not going to let this team or his team fizzle out and send this message to the fan base being like, hey, we came up short. There's no doubt about it. They're not going to go to a divisional rival on the road with their tails between their legs. Like Dan's going to get these guys jacked up, ready to go, send a message, keep it close. I'm not saying they're going to win, but to cover a field goal, yeah, and it wouldn't shock me either if we saw the Bears kind of maybe resting a couple people here and there, right?
Yeah, I
Like
mean they
what
got to
what
win to be the
happens if
two
they lose?
seed.
What seed do they get?
They be 3. So it's
Uh,
either 2 or 3. But the
So what's
difference of
more?
2 and 3 is like it depends. It depends how the schedule like it depends on how all these games play out. It could be the Rams.
Yeah,
It could be the NFC teams like the Niners, Seattle, the Rams. It could be um who's the other team that's involved in that? No, it would just be one of those three, I guess, depending on it. And honestly, it doesn't matter. The two of those three will be the 5 and 6 seed in the NFC. So they're gonna have to play an NFC West team.
Yep.
So, it just really, to be honest, it depends on like if you're looking ahead, like is the game in Chicago or Philly if the 2 and 3 expand, if they both win, right? Like you'd lose that game, but they've already won in Philly. So to your point, like I don't know. I just think that they may want to come out a little extra motivated losing that game on Sunday night, which was probably the game of the year
Hmm.
for the NFL. I mean, that game was amazing, like all offense from a fan perspective. That like the casual fan's gonna love that. Um, but they came up short. Probably try to come out and win the game. I'm not sure they'll be resting people, but at the end of the day, they're in, and they're either 2 or 3. So we'll see how they play it. But I think the Lions getting a field goal here is too many. So give me the Lions.
Agree. Agree. All right. That was your final like.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you noticed, but I inserted a pick just now that we haven't even talked about yet.
Ah, yes, that's one
Just
of them.
because what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to have to explain that one to me. And I understand they're resting starters, but we'll talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll talk
Ooh.
about it now, right? Because I did my likes. Might as well talk
Well,
about
yeah,
yours.
let's talk about the other pick here on Saturday.
You want to skip your fourth
Oh
like
yeah,
and talk
let's
about the?
no. I'm sorry. Let's talk about my fourth like here before we get to the rest.
Mhm.
Chargers plus 12.5, fourth like for me. I understand that Harbaugh waved the white flag, if you will, and to get his team 2 weeks ready in advance for what is all but certainly going to be the Patriots in the first round of the playoffs here. Giving up on the AFC West, I guess, yeah. Um, but what's more important, the health of his team, or
Well, they can't win
especially?
the West
Oh, they can't.
because they lost to Houston last week.
That's right. I'm sorry. So they have really nothing to play for at
They're
all.
not playing for anything now.
I thought
No.
there was like still an outside chance that they could technically win the AFC West.
Nope. Denver
Okay.
clinched with the Houston win
Right.
last. Well, once they won.
I don't see Jim Harbaugh still with his main guys resting, getting smoked by the Broncos, who, by the way, are also probably going to be resting their guys for the most part. Like, I know they have to win, but 12.5 points, they're going to stomp on the Chargers, a divisional opponent. Doesn't it smell? Doesn't
I
it
bet the
smell there?
Chargers as well. This is the other one I was talking about where I was playing a little bit of like this was kind of in the. Do I want to put the Lions or the Chargers on the card? I picked the Lions, but I did bet the Chargers at 12.5. Feels like too many. I mean, Trey Lance has played okay when he's played in these games. Like the
Yeah.
last couple of years, he's played these Week 18 games. Um,
Not to mention the way they lost last week with that garbage showcase against the Texans. Oh my
yeah.
God.
The other thing, dude, is like,
Like
and they were the better team in that game. Like
they
two fluke
were.
long touchdowns, and then the Chargers couldn't get out of their own way. They couldn't block Houston in the end of the day, and it killed them. But that said, um, the fair here, obviously, is Denver's defense against all backups on offense. Like, that's not great for Trey Lance getting your first start against that defense in a game where they are going to be. Look, Denver's winning this game. Denver's played in one possession games all year. I mean, look at the
Yeah.
Kansas City game on Thursday night.
Oh,
They were playing without.
Denver's winning.
Yeah, Denver's win the game, but like 12 and a half, they barely survived Kansas City on Christmas. This is just how they play, Denver. What Bo Nix is showing up. And like I get it, they're going to be playing a bunch of backups, but that's basically what Kansas City is at this point. And I happily took them on Christmas getting whatever it was. I forget 13 and a half. This is a similar game at this
Mm.
point, right? I think Kansas City has more starters in at this point, but whatever. The NFL's the NFL. Like they're still good players, like regardless. So 12 and a half division game. I think Denver wins this game pretty comfortable, but you're giving me almost 20 points to be able to backdoor a game at the end. I'm taking the Chargers. Uh, Not an official like for the show for me, like it is you, but I did bet them. Um, and I support this.
All right, let's get to the rest here, Matt.
Hmm?
Let's start with that second Saturday game there, and we'll go to you, the resident 49ers expert, who are hosting the Seahawks in a quest for the NFC West. Niners, 1.5 point home dogs here. What are you feeling, Matt? What's going to happen?
I'm gonna be a fan in this one. I'm not betting this game. If I had to bet it, I'd probably lean Seattle. Um,
Me too.
but that said, this team is something else. This 49ers team. The fact that they're playing for a one seed on Sunday is crazy to me. With
It's
all
awesome.
their injuries, with all their who's playing every week, week to week. Now they're probably going to be without Trent Williams again on Sunday. They lost him on the first play of the
Oh,
game against
he's
the
not getting
Bears.
he's not getting back.
Doesn't look like he's going to play. He hasn't practiced all
Oh,
week. It's his first time in his career with a hamstring injury, and I think they see a bigger picture. Um, but the kid that played for him, this is just another story. Here we go again. It's next man up for this team. The kid that played him, it was fine. He allowed nothing all game, and he's just a rookie, late pickup. Signed a 1 year deal. Not a rookie, but he's like a young guy in his career. Signed him 1 year deal. The same day they signed Jake Tonjes in the offseason, they signed this kid, and Jake Tonjes stepped up last week for Kittle, getting 9 catches, touchdown. Like this team is just next man up. They're hard to fade, to be honest. I'm not even saying that as a fan. Um, but everything you look at should say like Seattle's going to win this game. But the one thing I keep coming back to is we saw this matchup last year with Sam Darnold in Week 18. Like it wasn't a Niners Seahawks game; it was a Vikings Lions game where Sam Darnold could have clinched the one seed, and he played the Lions on Sunday Night Football, and he got his doors blown off. And this is just not a spot where Sam Darnold's played well. First of all, the Niners have kind of owned him. Brock Purdy's 6-1 against the Seahawks. They're when he's a favorite of three or less or a dog. He's 3-0 straight up and against the spread. So, like, this is a spot where the 49ers typically win this game. They're just so, it's just hard, man. As much as they keep winning, it's hard to fathom that they can beat this Seattle team who's very good on the road, even though they've struggled in San Francisco. Um, I'm rooting for the Niners for multiple reasons. I had them to win the West. So it's a big one for me there. I'm not going to take anything off it. I don't know. I'd probably lean Seattle, but it's not going to shock me no matter what happens. It's a rare spot. The Niners are usually favorites in these
yeah.
games, and they
It's
did open as a 1.5 point favorite. And when the line swings through zero the other way, be careful, because that's the time to take the dog when it swings through zero. That's a spot where when professionals, public
so
doesn't matter,
when did that swing
pretty
on the
quick.
Trent Williams news?
Nope, pretty quick.
Pretty
Lasted about
quick.
a couple hours before Seattle swung to a 1.5 point favorite, and they've been a 1.5 point favorite for the last few days. If this got to two, I'd play some Niners. So we'll see where it goes. Again, watching it as a fan, but should be a great game either way. I mean, they just keep finding ways to win. Kittle will be back, but this offense right now looks as good as anyone. And I know Seattle's defense has been great, but Seattle's also playing without their left tackle. So we're going to find out. We'll see.
Yeah.
The Niners have no pass rush, though. I'm not sure it matters, but somehow they
Yeah.
just keep winning football games. So hard to
What's
fade them.
what's the status of Warner? When's he gonna get back?
They're saying if he gets back for possibly the divisional round. So if they win this game, they're in the divisional round.
Yep.
Uh, the fact that this team could be the one seed is just insane to me.
That's awesome.
When Warner went down, I looked right at your sister and I said, "That's it. That their season's done." Didn't even care what their record was at the time. I said, "That's it. They can't possibly do this." And the fact that they're here is just nuts to me.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at some of these picks now and my best bet senses are tingling, Matt.
On
Looking at
this
some of
game,
these. Nope.
I was gonna say
Not
that's
on this one.
crazy.
Not on this
This
one.
one's too
No, I don't
tight
have
for
the
me.
balls to do that.
Nah, it's too tight. It could go either way. Two good, very good teams playing very well. They
All
could
right.
play 10 times at either location, and probably half of them would be probably 5-5. And their rivals. It's just gonna be an awesome game.
This is one of my best bet tingles, and it's not official. I'm just tingling. Just
Okay,
tingling over here.
all right.
Stuff's moving. Uh Houston -10 hosting the Colts, who will be led by Riley Leonard. Could not be the worse outcome for the second half of the year for the Indianapolis Colts.
Mhm.
Losing Daniel Jones and having to sign Philip Rivers and Jonathan Taylor just turns into a pumpkin as a result. Right now, Riley Leonard's going to take on the Houston Texans in Houston, who are seeking a divisional crown. -10 is tingling, Matt. -10. Just not sure yet. Maybe you could talk me into it.
I'm gonna try to talk you out of it.
Okay. Talk me out of it.
I just yes, the division can be won. They need a Jags loss to the Titans. So if you think the Titans can upset the Jags flat out, they'll be playing at the same time. The NFL does this on purpose, right? No looking at scoreboards, go take care of business. The Texans have been on an incredible run, but their offense still leaves something to be desired to me. I can't get past it. And to be honest with you, I have no idea why they went and did this Philip Rivers experiment because I thought Riley Leonard played okay when he played that game when Daniel Jones got hurt. He made a few plays. And look, the kid went to Notre Dame. I've watched him. He went to Duke before that. Um, he brings a different element. He can definitely run the ball, but he can make the passes too. I think the Colts are kind of crazy to not see what they had in him. And instead, they bring in 45-year-old Philip Rivers who couldn't throw the ball 40 yards. Like, cool story, I guess, but I didn't understand it. And I'm not saying they're going to cover this game, Tuck. I'm not betting this game,
Mm-hmm.
but this Colts team has absolutely nothing to lose. The rest of the team's playing. They're fully healthy. What if Houston could jump out to like a 20 to nothing lead in this game? I don't think they will, but I'm just saying they could. And then they could look at the scoreboard and see the Jags are up. They're smashing. So let's pull
Backdoored.
back the reins. And then like a little backdoor, like the backdoor stuff in these Week 18 games scares me a little bit. So for me, I'd say just be cautious with it. I'm not saying this just feels 10 and a halfs out there. Like
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it,
all right.
it's just a be careful game. It's a no play for me. Could the Houston bury them? Sure. They've been smashing and their defense is lights out right now. So
Yeah, it's still something with this Houston team I can't fully support, and
it's the
they don't
offense.
fully scare me. Yeah, it's the running
They
situation
can't
too.
run the ball.
I
Stroud's
still don't believe
played
in the quarterback. I
he's
don't.
played better, but like
I don't believe in
eh,
him. I
eh.
don't.
Their defense is lights out, though. I
It's
mean,
so
they're a
good.
team
Yeah.
no one wants to play in the playoffs because it'd be a tough out.
Sure. Yep. Well, let's go to that Jaguars game. This is another one that's getting my tingles tingling. Jags home, Titans. Big point margin here, though. 13 and a half puppies.
Yeah.
13 and a half. I don't know, Matt. I'm kind of leaning towards taking a page out of your book last week in terms of this same line versus when the Patriots were hosting the Jets and they
Mhm.
just completely demolished them.
Mhm.
I'm kind of having that same kind of vibe here for them to secure the crown. Um, Best bet candidate here for me, 13 and a half. It's a lot of points though.
It's a lot of points, and I need to be careful with this one. I think the Jags win, and it's right around probably where it's going to land. The
Second
Jags
half
beat this team
backdoor.
in Tennessee 25-3, so we saw them already cover this number,
Yep.
and it was in Tennessee. But this Titans team has not quit. They're playing very hard. They've been better, definitely better in the second half of the year than they were
Sure.
early.
Yep.
Um, Still not great. They're still very young, but again, like I always think about the back door in these spots. Like the difference between the Pats last week and the Jets, like the Jets have just completely quit. Their quarterback situation is a nightmare. That team's trending down. The Titans are still playing hard. They're still young. They're still like eager. They want to go out and spoil this for the Jags. And those are the teams late in the year that I get a little hesitant to like just go lay 13 and a half with the team that's much better than them and is going to win the game and take care of business. The Jags have traditionally struggled with the Titans, and they've had similar spots where, oh, we just need to beat the Titans in week 18.
Yeah.
This was my best bet last year or 2 years ago. I forget in week 18 when the Jags, probably 2 years ago, where the Jags had a chance to win the division. It was definitely 2 years ago based off where the Jags were. And the Titans were 5.5 point favorite dogs, and I took the Titans who were playing for nothing outside of just going. They outright won the game. So like, just be careful with this one. I'm not saying they're not going to cover
Mm.
a game I didn't bet, but again, when you get close to 20
One
points,
one of these teams is going to cover though, right?
yeah, No,
Texans or
no
Jags?
doubt about it. And honestly, one's going to give at least a scare, if not win the game outright. I feel like it
Oh, you're
just
saying the dog.
the dog, yes, and one of the teams will absolutely cover, if not multiple. But between the Chargers, the, I cannot see a world where Denver, the Jags, and Houston all just blow doors as expected.
I
It's just like too
Yeah, I'm right
easy,
there
and
with
this
you.
just doesn't happen. It just doesn't. When you're giving close to 20 points, I don't care who you are. This is still the NFL. If you're giving me 20 points as a backdoor situation, you got to be wary of it. I think one of those three teams comes close to pulling off an upset, if not doing it.
Right.
We'll see.
Let's see here. Cowboys in New York to take on the Giants. Total on this one is 3.5 in favor of the Cowboys. I can't back Dallas. I can't. They're the right side. I know. Yeah, but the 3.5 just smells to me. It
I'm not sure it is
smells.
the right side, dude, but I'll tell you what, I don't understand it. This line was 5.5, and I'm like,
Giants can't win it. Giants can't win at home, by the way. Can't do it.
they can't win at all. I mean, unless they play Vegas. So, who was trying to lose? I mean, that game. If the Giants come out and win this game, like, what are we doing? Like, you guys were playing for the number one pick last week, and you can't win your last two games and have that
Right. Yeah, good point.
totally fall out. On the flip side, I don't understand where the professional money is coming in on the Giants. This is a total stay away for me. They've driven this line to 3.5. If it gets to three, I'm taking
Smelly.
Dallas.
Yep.
I'm taking Dallas at three. I'll tell you that if it gets there.
At 3, yeah,
Um,
the
but
half
like
is weird.
this is a game where Dak, this is what he does. He pads his stats against these teams. And I get that Dart can move the ball against this kind of shitty Dallas defense, but they've looked like I don't know. 3.5. It just smells. Just be careful.
Let's see. We have the I need to sneeze. And it's not happening.
Eat that. There it is.
Bless me. All right. We have Atlanta hosting the Saints. 3.5 point favorites now. I think it opened at 2.5. Point total on this one is 44.5. And I think we need to get rid of a certain nickname, Matthew,
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I
because
was
he's
wrong. Hand up. Was going to call this out. I was wrong.
Tyler Shit, no
Yeah,
more.
he's played pretty damn well.
Tyler
Give him that.
Shuck. Is that how you pronounce his last name?
Shuck, yeah.
Hey,
Give him his
I'm
due.
building around this kid.
Bill,
See,
give him his
I
due.
give him another year or two. See what he's got. I like what I see. I like
I
it.
say let the Saints in the NFC South. Let them win the division and play in the playoffs. Been more competitive than anybody lately. They've won
Yeah.
like they're insane right now. And I'll tell you what, this would have been a bet that I put in over the Lions, and I would have taken the Saints at 3.5. Um, and just as I was about to bet it, they ruled out Chris Olave with a blood clot in his neck. Uh,
Ooh, I didn't hear that.
and
Jesus.
that
Ooh,
that
that sucks.
scares me off a little bit, to be fair.
A little bit.
Because he's been, I don't know if the average person listening has looked at Chris Olave's numbers this year.
Probably not.
Chris Olave has been unbelievable this season. Like he has been a top five wide receiver in the league
100 catches, just over 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns
on the Saints. He played
on the
more than
Saints.
half the year or half the
Yeah.
year with Spencer Rattler, dude.
I'm keeping
Like
these guys together.
since
Shuck and
they've had,
Olave.
and Olave wanted to stay in New Orleans. He did not want to be traded. He was vocal about it. And like, good for him. And I'm happy for him because like he's been dealing with so many concussions. We were thinking like his career could be over at the end of last year, and like he's bounced back. This is the first game he's going to miss, and it's for something unrelated.
You know,
And so hope he gets better. He's just a great receiver, and Shucks got him the ball. Um, Atlanta coming off a huge Monday night win. Like this is still a rivalry game. They're going to want to win this game. No play for me with no Olave. Not sure where to go. This game's so interesting if Tampa wins Saturday. So interesting. Because it somehow is going to determine the winner of the South, and it's neither one of the teams playing. It's just wild. And Atlanta, talk about pissing me off. In the beginning of the year, we gave out Tampa under, which it hit somehow remarkably.
yeah.
Last week. We gave out Atlanta over, and I thought Atlanta was going to win the South. They're going to finish at a three-way tie if Tampa wins the game, and they have to look at that and be like, Jesus, we lost so many games we shouldn't have lost this year. But they're playing much better with Kirk Cousins in there than Penix. So Good for Cousins because I think everyone thought he was dead, myself included, going into the season. So, um, just crazy, but interesting game. That's all.
Yeah, I think it will be entertaining. All right. So we have Pats hosting the Dolphins, minus 10.5 versus Miami. I'm not sure how much that line has moved. Point total on this one is 45.5. If I had to lean, I would still say the Pats cover, despite all the distractions that have happened this week, unfortunately, with Steph Diggs and Christian Barmore. And I don't even want to talk about the cases. It just sucks, from a human element, and we'll see how it plays out. But distractions nonetheless, and I think that Vrabel's still going to get these guys to stay focused and go out on the year with a bang. I could see the same foot on the pedal like they did last week to a shitty Jets team. The Dolphins are not as shitty as the Jets, but still, I don't know how motivated you can be as a Dolphin heading all the way up to Gillette to play in these temperatures.
Yeah.
Um, 10.5, strong lean to the Patriots here.
Yeah, agreement for me. What are the Dolphins doing for 4 hours? Going to go play in the freezing cold and like
Yeah,
for nothing. Like I don't know. It just feels like they had their game last week against Tampa, and now they go up to Gillette. Meaningless game to them. Division's already set. Can't even play spoiler.
yeah.
Pats are sort of locked into the 2 seed unless Denver somehow loses. Like I just don't see it.
Yeah, and you're going to see
Um,
Josh Dobbs again this game, and it's
Probably.
going to be a very boring game, I'd say.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't. I don't want anything to do with the Dolphin side. If I had to play it, I bet the Pats. But again, like, how much is May going to play? I don't know. There's too many unknowns on this one for me. But I think the Pats win.
mhm.
But I don't think it's. I staying away for me.
All right. Bills, speaking of resting starters, minus 7.5 hosting the Jets. Point total on this one's 37.5. I don't think we're going to see Josh Allen out there.
We're
Do
not.
you?
Nope.
No.
Trubisky's playing.
Yeah. So that's official.
It is.
Yeah, good. I don't know how much we can talk about this game then.
I would tell you this. I'd lay the 7.5 or 8 with Mitch Trubisky. I
Sure.
think the
Yeah. The Jets
Jets
are
are
that bad,
that
man.
bad, and
Yeah.
I don't. And they are.
Glenn might be out of a job.
He should be. Quite honestly, he should be.
He
They
should be.
have
It's
zero
Mayo 2.0.
interceptions.
It's Mayo
They
2.0, dude.
they have zero interceptions on defense. He's a defensive coach. It is
It's
week
crazy.
18.
It's crazy.
Zero.
Hmm. I know they trade Sauce and everything, but still, like, you got to have a turnover. Come on.
If you can't pick off Mitch
They got to
Trubisky,
fire this guy.
like, Jesus Christ,
I'm
what are we
sorry.
doing?
This guy cannot return as the
No, he
Jets head
can't. He
coach. He
can't.
can't. What kind of message is that going to send to the fan base?
And they have to go get a friggin' quarterback. Enough of like the let's sign
Yeah.
Justin Fields and try that out.
Nope.
Like we
Yeah.
need like a real quarterback. Figure it out.
Who?
Find a way.
Who? Burrow?
Lamar maybe. There are
Well,
whispers they're going to trade Lamar.
well, it seems like in Baltimore, and we'll talk about them coming up, but
Yeah.
it seems like in Baltimore, something's got to give here, the coach or the quarterback. And I feel like the organization's going to lean with the coach.
Maybe. We'll see. I think a lot depends on what happens Sunday night with that franchise, to be honest.
Definitely. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of other, like, Tua is not going to go there. I think the Dolphins are fucked. I think
You know
they're
what they're
stuck
gonna
with
do? You
Tua.
know what they're gonna do, and they shouldn't do this for the record because they're the Jets. They're going to do this. This is my prediction. I think they're going to trade for like Mac Jones, and like I don't think that's the right move.
No, but I think that would fall in that formula of, like, the patchwork quarterbacks that just they keep doing. Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers,
but
Justin
that's
Fields.
exactly
So
why I think
yeah,
they're gonna do that. Like
they'd
it
be
just feels
they'd be
like
def-
that's what they'll do. They'll be the team that does that. They'll go,
well,
oh, it worked for Sam Darnold, and like I just no,
if they love a quarterback in this draft coming up, whether it's Mendoza or whoever, and
they
I
got to
guess
take one.
I guess it's a shitty quarterback draft, but whatever, if they do fall in love with one of these guys and they're like as certain as they can be, and that's saying a lot for the Jets, given their history of drafting quarterbacks, they have the assets to go and get them.
You're still like, here's the thing, Tuck. You should be if you're a team in the NFL like the Jets or like anybody that is not good. or doesn't have a quarterback. You need to draft a quarterback, at least one, every year in the draft. And if you're not drafting multiple, if you're the Jets, because I think you should draft two. Like, look at what the Niners did when they drafted Trey Lance. They drafted Brock Purdy, and they missed on Lance, but they certainly hit on Purdy, right? Like, you got to take chances. And, like, at that position, there's no reason that you don't take multiple guys. You just should. Like, you need to find the guy. And if it takes two picks to do it, there's no harm in that. Like, you're not a good team if you don't have a good quarterback or a guy that can win you games, game manage, whatever. But the Jets need a quarterback. They've been good 1 year in my
Yeah.
41 years of existence. Like they stink. It's crazy. So I don't know. For me, I'm drafting a quarterback every year until I finally have a guy, and or trying to sign a free agent if it's rare, but like
Mm-hmm.
a good quarterback hitting free agency, or if you get all the picks, go get a Joe Burrow, go get a Lamar, go do trade all your friggin' picks. It doesn't matter. You need a guy, and if you don't get him, you're never going to be good.
Yeah, I really struggle to
They're in
find out.
hell.
I struggle to grasp who they can go out and get. At the end of the day, I don't think Burrow's going to get traded.
No, I don't
I
either.
think
But
he's there with Chase in
yeah, he ain't
Cincinnati.
going anywhere, and he's certainly not going to want to go to the Jets.
Lamar is interesting though. That's interesting. Lamar and Garrett Wilson, that would be very interesting. And Brees Hall, like that's a good
Hmm.
offense.
That's good offense.
All right, enough about the Jets here.
Okay.
Where the fuck am I?
We skipped a
Eagles.
1 o'clock game. We did skip 1 o'clock game. We went jump
We
to that.
did for a reason.
Oh,
For a
oh,
reason.
sorry, sorry.
I think I figured it out
Okay,
looking
my
at this
bad.
board.
I was looking at the sheet, but
Yep. Nope.
that's good.
That's fine.
We're good.
Eagles favored by 4.5 here. Another starterless game. Hosting the Commanders here. They're still favored by 4.5. I guess what's his face can actually deal whoever their backup is.
Tanner McKee,
I guess he's fine.
preseason guy, lit it up in the preseason.
Yeah, he
He
and
liked it.
Cooper, right?
Yep.
38.5 point total here.
Yeah, just Josh Johnson get away from me with the Commanders. I took this line when it was Washington. They were getting 6 at home, 6.5, seven,
Yeah.
whatever the hell it was, and lost on it a few weeks ago. And Mariota was playing, and we were up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh Johnson came in. Get away
Yeah.
from me with Josh Johnson. Guy sucks. Don't care who's playing for Philly. It's got to be Philly or
It's
nothing.
just, yeah, 4.5. I would still probably take
It's
Philly.
still like Philly.
Yeah. And no AJ Brown, no Devonta Smith, no Saquon Barkley. Like all these guys are resting. Dallas Goedert probably resting.
Mhm.
I think. I don't know
Yeah, the
about
rest of all
Goddard.
of them, from what I've read.
Yeah. Let's not be silly here. Um, Raiders hosting the Chiefs. Oh my God, this might
Yeah,
be one of the worst games of the year, man. Honestly,
5.5.
this might be the Giants and Raiders game last week. Like that
That
was at
was
least had
bad.
a storyline for the number one pick, but this might be the worst game of the year. 5.5 home dogs, Raiders. Point total on this one is 36.5.
It would be so Vegas to come out and win this game, wouldn't it? Like it would
It
be,
makes me almost want to
it'd
like
be
this.
such the Raiders to go win this football game. Never
It's
mind the
such a
points.
Pete Carroll win, you
But
know.
I can't do it. If I was betting the game, I'd take the Chiefs. I don't think Spags is going to lay down. They still have very good defense.
Yeah.
Like the kid played okay. I don't know how to even say his name, the quarterback. He played all right on Christmas night, kept him in it. The defense, they're still playing hard. Kelsey's still there. It's his last game, most likely. Andy Reid said he's coming back. They're not going to just lay down to the Raiders. It's just not. Though interesting, if Vegas does win this game, the Chiefs could get up to like the eighth pick in the draft. That's crazy. That's absolutely
Really?
crazy that they could be picking eighth in the
Ooh.
in the
Don't win
draft.
this game, Kansas City.
You can't give Mahomes the
Oh
eighth pick.
Jesus.
Come
They
on.
they might try like hell to lose this game.
Like,
And
that's what
they still
scares
might
me.
lose
And
or
they still
win.
and they still might win. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
thing. It's gonna be tough to out lose the
Yeah.
Raiders,
So there is
who are
no
starting
value.
Kenny Pickett, by the way, which I do think is a positive for Vegas.
There is no value in this shit. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, no.
Not
This is the
no
worst
we're
shit.
staying away from this one.
This is
Smelly
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
All right. Best bet time, and I'll go first. And that 1 o'clock game you were referring to, Matt, was the Vikings hosting the Packers, minus 8.5 here. Both teams really don't have anything to play for. Packers locked into the 7th seed. Vikings are done. Um, Give me the Packers here on this one, plus 8.5. That's a lot of points for a divisional opponent here. And let's not forget, and I don't know why I can't fucking type in there. This Packers plus 8.5. Packers have lost what, three in a row? Three in a row. Dropped in Denver a close game. Dropped in Chicago a close game. Got blew out last week. Hosting the Ravens. I think they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna win this game. Probably not. But 8.5 points is a lot, and it's not exactly clear which starters are going to be resting. Like we're probably not going to see Jordan Love. That's not going to happen
No, they
because he's
did,
in
and
concussion
Malik Willis is
protocol.
out for this game too, Tuck.
Wait, Malik's out.
He's out. So before you
Oh,
do this,
okay.
they just
Hold everything. Hold on.
they're playing Clayton Tune as their
Okay.
quarterback
Okay.
on
I'm not.
Sunday.
All right. Delete.
I was
Not
gonna
back in
say, dude,
fucking
you're
Clayton
going best
Tune.
bet with Clayton
Nope.
Tune's
Absolutely
insane.
fucking no chance.
What
Recalibrating best bet.
I like the
I thought
Vikings
Malik.
minus 8.5.
I thought Malik was going to be playing in this one, and I liked what I
No, he got
saw.
ruled out with a shoulder injury. So,
Nope. No
uh,
chance I'm taking this pick. Absolutely not. Okay. Let's go
and
to your best bet, Matt.
well, real quick we can talk about this game for 1 second because there's a couple things I do want to mention
Sure.
because there is a bet that includes the Better In Laws podcast. Um,
Oh,
I
that's
gave
right.
out over 8.5 wins for the Vikings, and they've come out like a bat out of hell. I chalked this one up as a loss with a win. They get it. They've won four in a row, um, and they can finish the season 9-8 with a win here. And I think they're. I think they're gonna. I think they win this game. I'm excited about that. So I technically have Minnesota money line. I'm not playing it, but that's my
Technically, yeah.
technically what I need is a Vikings win. So I'll be a Vikings fan in this game. I was very excited to see Clayton Tune playing against that Vikings D who is not quitting at all. And yeah, so just wanted to call that out because we did give that out in the show.
Okay, good.
Um, so we're
Good.
Vikings fans on this show this weekend. You can go back to that, and that's all I just wanted to say on that.
Now, you know what? I got my best bet.
All right, let's go.
I'm going back to what we were talking about earlier.
Please tell me you're going to say Vikings minus 8.5. The greatest thing ever.
I mean, I will if you want me to.
Nope, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Jags,
All right.
13 and a half. I'm sorry. They're going to take care of business at home. And
Someone's gonna.
they're going to send a message to the rest of the AFC. I've been saying the Jaguars have been sneaky this whole time, and Trevor Lawrence is finally clicking with Liam Cohen. I just think they're going to pound Tennessee. And I know that Tennessee's been playing hard. I get it. I just don't see it. I think
There's
that
still a talent difference. Yeah, let's be real about it.
vast
Yeah.
talent difference here. And I'll take them by the 13 and a half. They can cover that.
Mhm.
That's my best bet. Jags minus 13 and a half. Any hesitation there besides the backdoor shit that we were talking about?
That's the only thing for me. Just play. They play them tough, division opponent, but there is a massive talent gap here. I mean, let's call it what it is. They need the game to win the division. Houston's not going to lay down. I mean, let's face it.
So Jacksonville could sneaky get the 1 seed, by the way.
They could also fall to the 7. It's the like
Yeah.
for the NFL Week 18, where all the teams are pretty much locked into the playoffs. Right at this point, there's no one that can sneak in other than like the South winner,
Yeah.
NFC South. Everybody else is locked in, so they got like a shit week there. But the seeding of all these teams outside of like Green Bay is locked into the 7. Everything's open, right? I mean, everything. So it's hard to say, but the fact that the Jags can somehow, and it's unlikely, they could fall to the 7 seed is just nuts.
Let me do you one better. Going back to week 13 where they played 3 straight shit teams in a row.
Mhm.
Tennessee they beat 25-3.
Mhm.
Colts they beat 36-19. Jets they beat 48-20. And then I guess last week Colts kept it close.
They came back though. They were losing.
Yeah. So for the most part they're beating the shit out of bad teams.
Yeah.
So that's my theme here. All
And
right,
the
Matt.
Colts aren't a terrible team. I mean, they've had a terrible run in,
No, they need a
in
quarterback.
losing Daniel Jones, but like they're not terrible. Like they're
No.
not like the other names that you just named. So I don't. That's not a bad win.
Right.
You know.
Right.
By any means.
All right. You are backing a home dog for your best bet.
Sunday Night Football.
Talk to me.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 3.5. I'm going back to all reliable Tucker.
Mr.
Went again.
Tomlin.
I didn't go against this last time, but it was off the card, and it pissed me off. I was an idiot for the year we had. Like this is just it's an auto bet. What are we doing? They were 5.5 point dogs in Baltimore earlier this year, beat them outright, and that was when we are getting like, okay, well, this Baltimore team, they got to win. They got to do this. And I've been riding the Baltimore. And let's face it, I gave out on this show middle of the season or right after week 6 when the Ravens were 1-5. I said over 8.5 wins. Ravens win the division, and you can sprinkle a Super Bowl on them because the odds were just crazy. And so they need this game for the 8.5 wins to hit. They need this game for the division to hit.
Yeah.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl more likely than not, as wide open as it is. But
But
this is not even like a hedge on that. It's just going back to what we should always do in this football game. I understand there's no DK Metcalf. I get they looked like shit against the Browns, but Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin are going to find a way to keep this game close, if not win it. And this is
even
just
without DK,
without DK. I'm telling they're going to find a way to keep this close. Um, yeah, it sucks, but this should not be above 3. Right? Can we just talk? Like, who are the Ravens to be laying 3.5 right
in
now on the
Pittsburgh,
road? On the road? No, they shouldn't. Just period.
right?
And I know they just went into Green Bay and smashed, but that was backup QB against backup QB. They finally gave Derrick Henry the ball and relied on it like they should do. I don't even know who's playing quarterback yet. I think it's Lamar, but they haven't said. So I'm making this bet, assuming it's Lamar. If it's Snoop Huntley, like okay, whatever. It's like, still like very much like 3.5, but like, dude, the underdog since 2025 in this series is 30, 12, and 3 against the spread. 30,
Hmm.
12, and 3. It's like 76% or something like that. Yeah, like
Wow.
Tomlin is an underdog against Harbaugh is 25, 7, and 3.
25, 7-3.
Like when the game's above 3, you just take the dog. That's just what you do. And like when Tomlin's bigger than 3 against the Ravens, it's like 13-4 against the spread. Like it's just insane. Like there's too many trends. These teams know each other so well. They're rivals. This is for the division. This
There are
is
rivals.
yeah, and like this is to get into the playoffs. It's the division. It's the home playoff game.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Steelers 3.5. It's over 3. I'm taking the Steelers. I'm not even saying they win this game, but at that number, this is not a money line sprinkle for me because I do think there's a real good shot the Ravens probably win this game. I like the fact that they're finally going back to running the ball, but there's still this thing inside me that thinks Pittsburgh can win this game. I'm sick of looking at Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith arguing on the field on who should have picked up that guy. Like we see it week after week after week, and they have
Yep.
so much talent, but it's
Yep.
just not their year. And I know what I said back in week 6, and I stand by it because look where we are. We're in a situation where they could be over and they could win the division, and that's all you can ask for at a 1-5 team when you're making that bet. But like, man,
Just to appease the conspiracy theorists out there too, in terms of like the NFL being scripted and everything.
mhm.
Like, let's just ask this question, Matt. Who does the NFL want in the playoffs?
That's a good question because I'd say Baltimore out of the like naturally because they just
Nope.
have that Ravens thing, but there is this Aaron Rodgers, Mike
One
Tomlin,
last
Pittsburgh
run,
Steelers
one last,
storyline. This
one
is it for
last
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers
Yep.
playoff
So like I do
appearance.
think
That is the ratings draw right there.
that's why they're on Sunday Night Football over Seattle and San Francisco. Everyone on Twitter is like, "Wow, would they put this game on over the Niners Seahawks game? It's crazy." Like
Winner gets in, baby.
it's Aaron Rodgers, and at the end of the day, he's fed them for 21 years,
I love
and
this
he'll
pick.
feed them one last game, and he's probably going to get in for another last game, and that will be his last game because the
Love.
Steelers will be one and done regardless of who they play.
Yeah, let's call it what it
But
is.
like that's what they do.
The
It's what
Steelers
they
will get
do.
in, and they'll fucking lose in the first round.
But they hit their over, so we're happy about that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like this a lot, Matt. I do.
I
Plus 180 money line, by the
I
way.
I'm not touching the money line. Like I said, I'm not. I'm hoping.
Oh, you
I'm
gotta touch
hoping.
it. Touch
No,
it.
because I'm personal. I'm
I gotta fall
like
off.
uh, because I want to
Yeah.
middle it. I want to middle it with the other bets I have. So I'm trying
Hey,
to.
middle schmiddle.
No, I a lot more money than playing the 180 right now on involved if the Ravens win. So it's not a hedge. I really genuinely believe this is too many points. And
All
that's
right.
where the line's coming in.
I like it.
Rodgers ain't going down without a fight, no
Hey,
DK or not. And I don't care who's on offense. And TJ Watt, by the way, might be back.
bef- okay, good.
So I think we're going to see him. I do think we see Watt. That matters. Obviously, it's huge. So we'll
Listen,
see.
before we wrap, and I'll do the recap. Don't
Mhm.
just fucking relax out there. Um, I wanted to ask you when you brought up incentives earlier, because
Yeah.
you're seeing so many of these tweets or articles being like player X needs X amount of receptions or touchdowns or
Yeah,
yards or
yeah.
blah
Just be
blah blah
careful
blah
with it.
blah to hit these. Let me ask you out there, do you think the sports books are aware of that?
Of course they
Of
are.
course they fucking are.
Just be careful because you can
So
sit there and bet them all and think they're going to
let
have.
me
That's not how it
ask
works.
let me ask you this, Matt.
Yes.
And let's throw an example out there. Like, do you have a list of incentives?
Mhm.
Okay, give me one with yardage.
Yardage. Tony Pollard needs 66 yards to get
Perfect.
250K.
Perfect example. Perfect fucking example. What's it at now on Vegas on his props?
Let's go look at that. I'll
I'm
pull
gonna
it up right.
venture to guess it's 62 and a half.
It's probably something around there. Hold on one sec, buddy. They post them usually on Fridays, so let's see if they've done it yet. You get the touchdowns a little bit earlier than you get the actual
I was
props
trying to pull it
on
up
these
too.
games. Hold on, here we go. Titans, rushing props. Yep, here we go. Tony Pollard, 66 and a half.
All right.
Right on the nose,
Okay,
dude.
so listen,
There it is.
let me ask you this question. Could you take an approach of hitting the under on all of these incentives?
Mhm.
Like, is that the smart play? Considering that the books are obviously privy to these incentives, and people are just going to go out there, all the basic betters, be like, "Oh, I saw he has to hit this, pound the over." Like,
Yeah,
just hit the unders on all these,
you
right?
gotta be careful. People hate betting the under on props, and
Exactly. It's my
overall,
point. That's
you should
exactly
be
my
betting the
point.
unders on most props if you want to win long
Well, that's
term.
my point, Matt.
Hit a little bit more, especially as lines move. Like we're recording right now at 66 and a half. I guarantee you, as people start to see, like, oh, Tony Pollard, that's gonna go up. That's gonna close at like 72 probably. And guess what? You're betting over 72. You're 90% of the, well, not 90, but like a portion over 50% of the time you've lost because you didn't get the best value on the
Yeah,
prop. And these guys are freaking sharp. It's not to say that like, oh, they're
under,
right all the time. Like, no, but like they know what they're doing.
under,
If he didn't have an incentive of 66 rushing yards, I promise you right now, his line is about 52. Take
under.
all the incentives out of it. Tony Pollard's rushing prop is probably 52 and a half.
Especially if you think the Jags are going to smash. Tony Pollard's not going over that.
No, they'll
No
give him his
chance. They're going to look
carries.
at
They'll try to
Tajay
get him
Spears
there.
more.
That's the other thing. Like they're gonna try to win early on. The Titans. They're gonna do whatever they need to take, and then, like, sure, they may feed them late if they're down 21 points. This might play in your favor, Tuck. Like,
Tajay Spears.
yeah, or they could just feed Pollard and try to get him like 250K. Like, whatever. I
But
mean, there's.
what's more beneficial to the Titans? Like, is
Well, I'm
Tony
saying if they're
Pollard
getting.
going to be a trade candidate this offseason? Probably, yeah.
I mean, he's just old. Like, I
Right.
don't know what he's got left in the
Get him off the
tank.
books. Get a fifth round
Like
pick for him or something.
so. I don't know. You could also say he needs two touchdowns too to get another
Fuck him.
200K. Like,
Fuck him.
we can have a
They don't
Tony
give a
Pollard
shit.
day. Or
Especially
people.
the Titans don't give a shit.
No,
They
I
don't give a
mean,
shit about Tony Pollard's incentives. Come on,
no.
cheap pricks. You know.
I mean, I got to be honest. I just be careful with it. I like to call them out because there's some that are, I think like are definitely worth
All right.
playing.
Yeah.
You
What else
know,
do you have? Give me your list.
I'll give you a couple local ones for the Pats. If Stephon Diggs has 8 catches, he gets half a mil. He's 30 yards away from getting half a mil, but that he's going to get 30 yards
Yeah,
if
he's
he
not getting any
plays.
catches. Sorry.
Hunter Henry needs 5 catches for 250K.
It's not going to happen.
Um, I don't think so either. What else we got? Kendrick Bourne needs 49 yards receiving for another 250K.
Nope.
8 catches, 500K. That ain't happening against Seattle.
Nope.
Um, Sterling Shepard needs 1 catch, but that's like giving that shit out stupid. Um,
How about any
Debo,
touchdowns?
I know Debo needs 2 for 250K, but he's got
See,
Josh Johnson throwing on the ball, so
see
don't go
those
near that.
the touchdowns interest me because that's like a quick. How do you know?
Actually, here's one that I like and I'm going to play. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to play it a couple of ways too, because
Mm,
there's a couple of different things.
okay.
Hollywood Brown needs like 100 yards um, for 250K, but he also needs 1 touchdown for another 250K. So I think you could see like a little Hollywood Brown against the Raiders. Like that's a game where I would bet props. That's a game where nothing matters. The Raiders have quit.
He's been over 50 yards twice this
I
season.
know, but you could see them going game script. No Rashee Rice. I mean, he's now their starting receiver with Worthy, who's been nothing. I like the touchdown for Hollywood Brown more.
Yeah, that I agree with than the 100
Um,
yards.
what else for touchdowns? I know Dowdle I gave out earlier. I like that just period. Oh, a reason I played this last week with you just in the house looking for a bet. Khalil
Plus
Shakir.
330. Plus
Khalil
330,
Shakir
by the way, for Hollywood.
plus 230.
330.
330. Great. Love that. Khalil Shakir is one TD away from 150,000. That's kind of like
Yeah,
that last week,
we
but I
bet
don't
him
know what
last
they're even.
week.
I don't even know if they're going to play. Yeah, he get tackled at the one. That was cool.
Bastard.
That was so cool. That's really it for. I mean, Keenan Allen. He's got some catches, 2 touchdowns
All
away
right.
from 250K. I don't think he's playing. Just
What's
looking
your
through my
what's your
list.
favorite incentive?
Hollywood Brown actually with a touchdown. I think they
Okay.
do that. I think he does that
Six
against
like.
Vegas.
Six like.
Yeah, six like actually Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle. I
Parlay.
think he scores anyway. Period.
Little
And if you
parlay
get and we got
action.
a plus number on that, so I really like that. I'm surprised by that.
Little parlay Dowdle Hollywood Brown. What
No,
could go wrong?
I don't like parlays.
I love them.
You were on the show cursing out the books just 6 weeks
No,
ago.
the bullshit promo ones they
Yeah,
throw out
that's all
there.
they do. I do like doing them, but I expect to lose the money when I do it.
Absolutely. No fucking
And like
chance this hits, but I'm gonna play it.
little Dowdle Hollywood sprinkle, that's not a terrible one, dude. I
It's
mean,
really
they're
not
two
that.
like
It's not that far
like
fetched.
Dowdle. If you're gonna back Carolina like I am, you gotta think Dowdle's gonna score.
Yeah,
Like, and even if he
yeah,
doesn't, like he's gonna have a big game. So like I know it doesn't hit for the touchdown bet, but he's gonna be the focal point of that offense.
yep.
And then Hollywood, like all bets are off in that game. Like it's the Raiders.
Hmm.
He might have 0 catches, dude. He might have 10. You don't know. Like that's where that's where
It is
the
the
risk
Raiders.
is.
Yeah,
It's I mean, that's just it. So
yeah. All right, let's do a quick recap here. Likes for me, vibe likes for me this week. Panthers Bucks over 43.5. Cincy minus 7.5. Lions +3. Chargers +12.5. It was a double like, by the way, twice we had, as you had Carolina +3. Cincinnati minus 7.5, double like. Lions +3, double like. Rams minus 7.5 for you. Best bet for me, Jags minus 13.5. Pittsburgh Steelers covering +3.5, hosting the Baltimore Ravens. And maybe we get another Aaron Rodgers run in the playoffs. Final thoughts, Matt.
that's it, man.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yep. Hopefully, just what's funny. Let's end the season the right way. Let's end it right, and let's get a little hot for the people in the playoffs. That's the plan.
All right. That'll do it for us. My car insurance is calling me, so I gotta go. All right.
Bye.
Bye bye.